Hello everybody, this is episode 5 of So You Want to Play Competitive Fortnite. We're going to be talking about the 90, which is one of the most famous moves or building techniques in Fortnite. Let's say I see an opponent over here, I do my ramp rush that we learned in the last episode, and then the reason this is called the 90 is because you're going to be going upwards fast, and each time you jump, you're going to be moving 90 degrees, so 90, 90, 90. Basically, the idea is that you use the phasing mechanic Fortnite has to phase yourself upwards. I'll show you it. You don't have to place these walls here, but I like playing these four here or placing these four here. But watch this. When I place this there, it phases me up or the floor, and then when I place this there, it phases me up more. So there's plenty of ways to do the 90, and it's all about whichever one you like the best, really. Some 90s are like slightly faster, like in milliseconds than others, but it won't really matter for like competitive Fortnite. So the most basic one is to start with the wall. So you can either do all four walls like this, and that's kind of like a like in lowercase n shape here, and then you do the floor and the stair, and then you have to jump afterwards. Because right now we're just doing single 90s, which is just like this. So you want to make sure you jump in the air and then place the floor and the stair. You want to land about here. This is the first 90. Practice doing this, and then you can start in the next one. So just practice this right there. Practice the very first one. So you can even just go like this and place the wall. It's important that the the stair and the floor have to be placed like very quickly. But the rest of them doesn't really matter. So for me, I'm going hold E, RQ. Yeah, right. R, yeah. Hold E, RQ. So you just gotta find that pattern down. And then if I'm doing double 90s, I'm gonna click space after I hit RQ. So as soon as you land, you jump again. And you want to keep doing like a little circular motion while you're cranking up. You want to make sure you keep your momentum. Ideally, you don't want if you notice there, my bum hit the back wall over here, and that caused me to slow my momentum down. So the best 90s are where you don't actually hit the back wall at all. Whoops. But I'll just show you the double 90 now. So jump, jump, and then if you notice, I hit here, so I did it wrong. But you want to land right around here. And that's just 290. So sorry, I'm keep on forgetting. I do 90s differently, so it's a little hard to show the normal 90s. But it's basically just wall, then jump. To start it off, I recommend jumping on all of them like this. Now I have a tip for some high sense players. Instead of doing like the circular motion like this, maybe some. I don't think controllers can do this, unfortunately, but controllers, you just have to find like the motion that you're looking each time you jump, and then you'll be good to go. The reason why I'm only doing 390s is because you get jump fatigue afterwards. Let me try to go for fourth. So you can do the fourth one, but it's very slow because you get jump fatigue. So there's 1, 2, 3. If you notice, my jump's getting super small, and then here's the smallest. So you get jump fatigue after the third jump, but that's why you only do 3 up. And if you notice the 90, the first one, I'm this way, and then I started looking here, and I went 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, all the way over here. So the next type of 90 is the high sense one, only for mouse and keyboard. This is the one where you don't make really the circular motion. You just kind of brush your mouse to the right or left. You you can do like leftward 90s. It doesn't really matter. You don't really need to learn them to the left, but you can if you want to. And you just brush your mouse and then pick up your mouse just like a millimeter or even less, and then bring it back. So it looks something like this. And if you notice, I'm just brushing. I'm not really doing the circular motion like this one, my crosshair. I'll do it again. So here's the circular motion, and then here's the brush. I think this one's a lot easier because I'm literally barely moving my mouse. Now there are two or three other types of 90s. They're the Metro 90s, and instead of placing the wall like this, you look to the right and you go up like this. You go. I can't even do these ones perfectly. What you have to do is you can't really jump forward. You have to jump up. Because if you jump forward, let me see what happens to show you when I jump forward. No, like actually it doesn't work. But if you jump forward too much, then you might Harry Potter yourself, and that's where you stuck underneath the ramp like this. But for these ones, you have to place this wall before you jump, and then the floor below, or you'll Harry Potter yourself. So I like looking down a bit when I'm doing these. Like if you noticed with these ones, I'm almost looking up, and then with these ones, I'm looking down. These are Metro. Metro is an EU pro that I don't know if he made up these 90s or just popularized them, but they do look the coolest. But they also leave you like quite unprotected because my left and right aren't walled off. But 90s will take you a long time to learn. Like probably, thank God creative's a thing, so you don't have to crank in Weeping Woods anymore, or Wailing Woods, sorry. But it'll take you a while just to get like the pattern down or whatever. But you like they're a must to learn. You like 100% have to learn them if you want to get good or better at competitive Fortnite. It's because it helps you with learning your build pieces and learning like the momentum and the phase mechanics and all that fun stuff. So now we're going to talk about Infinity 90s, and these cancel jump fatigue basically. So instead of having to jump in between each one, you just go infinitely. Infinitely, is that a word? It is now. So if you look here, I'm not jumping. I'm using the phasing technique just to constantly run up like this. And I'm also doing the little brush tactic from earlier just to keep it going because I'm picking up my mouse after I finish each 90. So I can do those pretty well, but I do like jumping, just personal preference. But my type of 90 is the combination of them both. I do one jump, two 90s, which pain in the ass to learn, and I don't even know why I learned it, but I jump, and then I wait till I'm at the top. I'll show you again. I jump, and I wait till I'm at the okay, there we go. Sorry, all those other 90s messed me up. So if you notice, I jump, and I wait till I'm at the very top of my stair to finish it off. And while these aren't even faster than normal 90s, I always thought they were because, I'm doing more with less, but it's the exact same speed as if you just jumped normally. So whichever one you find the easiest to do, just do that one, basically. But it doesn't hurt learning them all. Okay. But that is the 90, so I'll do a little quick recap. We have the one where you're almost doing like an N and you're jumping in between each one. Then we have the brush 90, where you just kind of brushing your mouse to the right. And then you have infinity 90s. Oh, I forgot about Metro 90s, which are a little difficult for me to do. And then the one jump 290s. So those are 90s. Now let's talk about some situations where you would actually be using the 90. So in most cases, like in arena or a public game, you will use the 90 because in those type of game modes, it is more action packed and like more fighting. So if you were going to fight somebody, you'd ramp up, and then you might start 90 and like that. But you remember, depending, because you can leave your back open if you 90s like this. So, but if you crank fast enough, then sometimes they don't shoot you and your back won't be open. But you will definitely use them in arena and public games, and maybe like in some tournament opens, just because there's a lot more build fighting that happens. But once you get into like scrims and like stacked games, you won't be 90 in that much. Um, A 90 usually happens in those type of situations if you're going to make a play for height. So like, let's say this medal up here is the height team. And you know, they're all the way up here and you're down here and you decide, hey, I'm going to break this out. So you break it out and then you or your teammates start cranking up to take height. Now you guys have it. So use the 90s to get up fast. That's the whole point of it, is to get up. So yeah, that is the 90. I think next episode we will be talking about boxing up and different ways to box up and some important stuff to remember when boxing up and just, you know, the whole fun like with all that. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you have any questions about anything, let me know. Cheers.